At this depth, the ship is more landscape than vessel.
The seabed is the first trap. Touch it wrong, and you lose the wreck.
Entry is never free. Every scrape costs visibility. Your fins are the biggest hazard you carry.
If you can't pass cleanly, you don't pass.
Noise in a wreck usually means movement, and movement means risk. Sometimes the safest move is no move.
Every fin kick is a choice you can't undo.
Small rooms hold big stories if you don't wake the dust.
Touch is how artifacts disappear.
The sea kept the outline, not the life. Cabins are pockets. Open spaces are where you get lost.
A cathedral of rust, built for elegance, ended in silence.
Big rooms create small mistakes.
In a wreck, stillness is a tool.
If you can't see, you don't advance.
Walls are compass when rooms are too large.
Breaking a latch is easy. Controlling the debris is the skill.
Time survives as a shape, not a function. The last reach often points to what mattered.
Leaving a room can be as delicate as entering it.
Snags are silent emergencies.
Frames don't care what suit you wear.
Stopping early prevents panic later.
Storage spaces keep fragments of daily life.
Names are the last thing the sea struggles to erase.
The corridor became a final waiting place. Your route is written in silt. Don't rewrite it. Openings attract life and danger.
You can hear the ship's stress before you see it. Here, the ship's heartbeat used to live.
Over is exposure. Under is entanglement. Choose carefully.
The ship didn't just break, it folded.
These rooms were designed for power. Now they teach facility. Down is easy. Returning is the problem. A fall here becomes a cloud you can't outrun.
Scale becomes a kind of pressure, all its own.
Labels outlive the systems they named.
Tight spaces are where exits turn into puzzles.
Geometry is what traps you, not monsters. Passenger spaces fade into steel and dust.
Force is simple. Control is survival.
Some valuables survive by being too stuck to steel.
Clothing decays, but posture remains.
When the current rises, the outside is close.
Openings are sightlines for you and for predators.
In the deep, conflict arrives without warning.
Shelter is temporary. Navigation is permanent.
Even a broken sign can keep you alive.
The calmer corridor is usually the smarter corridor.
A wreck rewards the slow and punishes the careless.
Deformation turns normal routes into pinch points.
Not every surface is still a floor.
Oval frames are where exits turn into traps.
Everything here is fragile, even the metal.
Service spaces held workers, often unseen in the grand story. Airless water still has weather.
The wreck is shelter until it becomes a window.
Route choice is often predator avoidance, not curiosity. Open spaces feel safe until the silt rises.
Reference points are life support in a void.
When vision fails, discipline replaces it.
Retreat is a decision, not a defeat.
A landing is where choices multiply.
The door will open until the frame decides it won't.
Some objects survive by being impossible to separate.
The smallest rooms held the most intimate endings.
You leave rooms unchanged, or you leave lost.
Hallways are rivers. Disturb one bank and everything clouds.
Every hinge is a gamble at this depth.
If it resists, it's safer to leave it as found.
The room kept the outline of a life.
Leaving a room clean keeps the route clean.
The ocean uses the wreck like a hunting blind. When predators arrive, you navigate like a guest.
Here, the ship feels smaller and more dangerous.
Paper becomes stone down here. Touch breaks it.
Crew corridors kept no distance from tragedy.
Loose cable is the quietest hazard in the wreck.
A door opening is a new risk, not a reward.
Luxury turns into dust, but the outline lingers.
The ship stored people the way it stored cargo, by accident.
Going up doesn't mean safer. It means different collapse.
The ship narrows the deeper you argue with it.
Sound means stress, and stress means move, carefully.
Direction survives as fragments.
If something is watching, don't advertise your position. The ship offers many paths, but few good ones.
Public spaces decay into hazards, not memories. Even silver becomes sediment. Formal rooms could not protect anyone.
Big rooms are where you lose the exit fastest.
Current is the wreck's invisible hallway sign. A hatch is a promise and a warning. Open water is safer than a wreck until it isn't. Sometimes the long way is the only safe way. Every forced entry creates debris you must live with.
Records become fossils.
Status disappears fast underwater.
You don't explore a wreck, you negotiate with it.
Old labels still point to danger. Debris is a door that closes behind you.
Entanglement is the wreck's quietest voice. Messages don't disappear. Materials fail around them.
The last delivery is silence.
Wider rooms invite drift and disorientation.
Openings are invitations to the ocean.
The safest move is sometimes no move at all.
Curiosity survives, but only with restraint.
Open voids can steal your sense of up.
The wall becomes the compass.
Movement is what makes the fog permanent.
In the dark, the line is memory.
Surviving frames often hide the most intact stories.
Force is allowed only if control survives.
Opening is easy. Closing without damage is the skill.
Some treasures survive because they can't be taken. The posture is the last sentence.
Some parts of the ship still sound alive. Jagged rims turn suits into sandpaper. Downward routes cost visibility.
Overhead hazards don't warn you twice.
Geometry is the real predator inside a wreck.
Scale is the first hazard. Your body forgets it.
You can touch history once. After that, it's damage.
Workplaces kept people close to machinery, even at the end.
Leaving can be riskier than arriving.
Stopping is the first rescue tool.
The ship guides you with scars.
Luxury rooms decay into geometry and dust.
Music ends, but shapes remain.
The wreck is cover, but cover is never absolute.
Shelter is sometimes just a smaller room.
Tight passages punish impatience.
Cleanliness was a promise the sea breaks.
Private spaces kept private endings.
The ship thickens where it once protected value.
Breaking a latch is easy. Managing the debris isn't.
Some rooms don't want visitors anymore.
If the room starts pulling, you leave.
The ocean is always just behind the wall.
Stillness is camouflage in the deep.
A safer path is usually the quieter one.
Every opening changes the airless weather inside.
A trunk becomes a sealed time capsule.
Luggage stayed. People didn't.
The ship tells you when to leave. Flow is the wreck's invisible map. Sound is the ship's warning system now.
The best route is the one you can reverse. Passenger routes were built for ease, not survival.
Doorways are where wrecks take equipment and time.
Small rooms keep the strongest echoes.
The safest artifact is the one you don't move.
Cloth disappears, but intention remains. Openings turn corridors into hunting lanes.
Distance inside a wreck is measured in reversals.
Grandeur becomes a wide place to get lost.
Fragile things survive by being ignored.
Public rooms hosted private endings.
Service routes were built narrow. Now they feel narrower.
Books become hazards when vision becomes a cone.
Controlled force is still control.
Storage preserves form, not function.
Work followed people into the dark.
You leave rooms before they leave you.
Predators don't need the ship, only the shadows around it.
Upward routes are safer until they're not.
A stair becomes a cliff when the steps vanish.
Reference points are oxygen for your mind.
The worst mistake is adding motion to dust.
A line is a map you can hold.
A door is a lever, and levers multiply force. The ship is shelter, not safety.
Forward spaces show the ship's control, now lost.
A few centimeters decide everything.
Near the top, the ship is more broken.
Jagged exits cut more than metal.
Outside, the ship becomes landscape.
Extraction is where most damage begins.
Cliffs exist underwater too.
Re-entry is where complacency wins.
Storage rooms hide the ship's forgotten tools.
Entry is possible, exit must remain possible.
Everything here is a hazard disguised as storage.
In a wreck, stopping is movement.
You don't conquer a wreck, you negotiate with it.
The floor is the real ceiling once it lifts.
Objects survive here by being trapped.
Back out the same way you came in, always.
Sometimes danger is simply nearby.
A good plan is mostly an exit plan. When metal talks, listen.
The ship's safest routes are the thickest ones.
Leave the interior before it closes.
Outside is freedom and exposure.
The deep has right of way.
A wreck stows behind, but its scale follows you.
The witness leaves. The ship remains.
Leaving the wreck is when people relax and make mistakes.
Some places end without closure.
Orientation is everything when landmarks vanish.
In the deep, a single line is a world.
The ship becomes memory before it becomes distance.
Stability is a decision you keep making.
The deep punishes wandering beams and wandering minds.
Some distances are measured by what you can no longer see.
The exit is a process, not a moment. The deep ends when the line ends.
What matters is leaving without adding damage.
The ship stays. The witness leaves.